The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.
Man, those days off, me and my partner DJ Mark III, man, he got no days off.
Man, it is what it is. We always got to make money. We always making something, doing something, growing, getting better.
Yeah.
But man, we here. It's Streets A&R Podcast. It's your host, getEJIKEwithit. Other host right now is handling some real serious business. Want to first shout out and give our condolences to brother Amir Locke down in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Brother Jonny, if y'all don't know, if you check out his page, that is his actual blood cousin. So he is up there handling business with the family. He is in the thick of it. I told y'all a long time ago, we don't just talk about this stuff. We really live it. We about all of this. So send out prayers and condolences to him and his family.
Right.
All the warriors, get down there and get locked in. Network with one another if you are headed that way or if you're out that way. And then just at the end of the day, man, just tell the truth. You know what happens with the smear campaigns. Just tell the truth. You see the footage. You can see the whole footage. But, you know, we stand in solidarity. You know, it's Black Heritage Month. Always something happen in Black Heritage Month, you know, but we ain't going to speak on that one. That ain't this high. We hit a little bit. We might get on it not next one. If me and Johnny pop up, don't be surprised. But, man, we going to get on with it. So today, well, first of all, young guy, what's up, man? What's up, young guy?
Nothing, what's up?
Man, turn up that mic tree.
Hello? I don't even know if it's here.
It should be. Check it.
Wait, is it 3?
Yeah, it's 3. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah. Young guy in the building, Mr. International in the building. What's good?
What's going on?
Man, Mr. International ain't never been international, but we getting him.
What's
there.
going to happen?
Name
What's going to happen this year?
Montreal. That might be the first place we need to go. Go on and hit that little mural festival in June. That might be the immediate move.
I'm with it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we here with the Streets A&R Podcast. Y'all know what to do. You know where to find us. But today, I got a special guest. This is the reason why I'm even sitting here. This is the reason why any of this is possible. Quick backstory. I remember when I first moved here 8 years ago. This is probably about 7 years ago. And I just got my first laptop. And I bought a little controller. I bought me a little Newmark Mix Pro 2. Little bitty thing. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing with it. So I was like, I told this lady I was talking to, who ended up being my wife, I was like, yo, I'm trying to learn how to DJ. She was like, well, this guy I used to do an intern with, he on at my job at the Bemis. So he doing a little workshop. I was like, all right, I'm going to show up. So I go and show up. Mind you, this is a workshop for like little Mighty Mites. This is a little kid workshop.
It was Girls Inc.
It was Girls Inc.
Yeah,
it was Girls Inc. It had one other little dude and my big black ass walking here with my little mixed cast. And I'm like, all right, we get in this workshop. I'm in this workshop. And he was like, you know, I introduced myself. He was like, oh, yeah, Joanna. He's like, yeah, she used to intern for me back at the radio station. I'm like, bet. He's like, you know what? Since she helped give me this gig, give me this check, I'll let you take my class for free. I was like, bet. So I went through the whole, was it about 6-week course?
It was 6 weeks, yeah.
6-week course every day. He could tell if you ain't practicing at home, you'll know. Blindfold test, put the damn sheet over the laptop. Like, you got to hear everything. It's about using your ears, using the feel of it. Running, racing, trying to find tracks, find tempos, and just going through that. And even to my first event, because to pass this course, you had 2 options. You had to do your own event, or you had to do a set at his gig. And I'm smart. I'm not going to fuck up his gig. So I did my own event, man. That was the experiment. And, man, we've been rocking ever since, been an apprentice ever since. And if y'all know who I'm talking about, got the legendary Omaha local, man. Planet Soul, I wasn't even hearing we know about it, man. We got DJ Mista Soull in the house.
What's happening, man? Blessed to be here, humble to be here, man. The Streets A&R Podcast, man. Y'all doing a good thing.
Man.
So I'm happy I can get in the front. Like a lot of times people come when it's already blown up. So when you can get in the front, that means guess what? I can come back.
You can see the maturation.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I didn't know that story about you with the when you had just a little mix deck control. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, man. That's bro. I literally just bought my first laptop. I went to grad school with no laptop. Finished.
Wow.
Got here, finally had a real check, a job.
Right.
So let me get a laptop. And I bought that. I just wanted, I always was in music. So
Right.
let me figure this out. And it just divine. She
Right.
like, yo, I got a guy. What's up?
Yeah, you was a good study though. Like you, I don't know how many people I've taught how to DJ, on the basis of one-on-one DJing, but you were a really good study. I can tell you practiced, and then you practiced what you were supposed to practice, and you would do a little bit more because you would come back and show me a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So, which is cool, man. It was a good look. And then I turn around, hear you out here doing the gigs. Well, you know what I really think was dope is that you came into the market and you carved off your own niche. You didn't like run down nobody else's lane, not my lane, this lane, Real's lane, Bishop's lane, Busy, nobody's lane. Like you really carved out and you knew exactly who your demo of people were, and you created that following for yourself, man. It was real dope.
Yeah, man, we still building that lane out because we can have that conversation how everybody's just crashing into one another.
Right, yeah.
You need a DJ, just pick one. They gonna all do the same shit, but I try to do my own thing. But.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I've had some, cats coming up in the city, man. Their thing was to just diss me, to try to, raise their flag. It didn't go well.
I think sometimes people forget the skill and forget that you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, man. But the DJ culture is more of a family oriented thing. Like if you getting into competition and battling, even in that, it's still family oriented. We still gonna lift each other up. We still gonna pat each other back. We still gonna, give each other, good motivation, teach each other still. Because when you're DJing, if you're not learning, then stop DJing.
Right.
Like I've learned stuff off of people that was trash. Because they did something that they didn't know what they did. And I'm like, yo, I know what they're trying to do. So let me go ahead and borrow that and put that into my thing, man. So, yeah, man. So the culture of DJing is like, ride or die, man.
Yeah, speaking of the culture, like what kind of jumped you in the game? Like how'd you get started and what were you using? Like what sparked
Yo, so I was with a crew, we were called the Young Rebels. And we started out breaking though, right? And then as we was breaking, you started getting music and vinyl. We started hearing scratching and we didn't know what it was, right? Like, what is this sound? What are they doing? And then eventually TV came around, but they was able to show highlights of DJing on television and stuff. And so we was like, yo, this is crazy. So it was myself and DJ Real. At the time, were the only DJs in the crew, and then eventually Rip came, and he was a DJ in the crew. So I rhymed and DJ'd. Rip rhymed and DJ'd. He primarily DJ'd more than rap, and then Real, he just strictly DJ'd. And so, of course, you know how your parents got that big old stuff in the house? So they had the big old record player with the big old knob, so we trying to use that big knob as the fader to, to go on and off, then scratching on the big giant rubber pad, and, and then eventually Real's mom, I'm passing over stuff because it'll be a long story. Real's mom ended up getting him a Technique 1200. It's Christmas or birthday, I can't remember which one. And it was just like, in the movies when they open the box and it glows. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. It was like, yo, it's real because that's what we saw, on television. I think the first battle DJ we saw, I think may have been Qbert. And imagine seeing him for the first time.
Right.
So we started out, if that's what you know, that's what you go with, right? So we started out as battle DJs, right? Just cutting and scratching and tricks. Like we was standing on because at that time it was a bar, and it was a really sturdy bar that Real's dad built where the turntables was set up. And so we got another turntable. Realistic used to be the mixer, right? Like you could throw a Realistic off an airplane and it'll still work, right? So, and man, we were just like standing on the bar, you know, we scratching with our nut sack. We was doing all we knew was like we got to battle.
Right.
And guess what? There was no other DJs in the city to battle anyway. So, but we started throwing parties, and but when you don't know any better, and you are the first one to introduce something to someone, they don't know any better, right? So when we would DJ, it would be 75% of us cutting and scratching. And we would play a song here and there. And then the other one he'd get on cutting and scratching, just like we just be battling each other. Imagine that for 4 hours.
Right.
But the house parties and the parties will be packed out because we're the first ones to really introduce it that way. So I'll fast forward it. So we met DJ Stu. Have you heard DJ Stu? He used to be here a while ago. It's like my big bro now. Like when I first met him, I didn't like him.
No, I don't know him.
Anyway, so Stu, like he's the infamous DJ Stu.net. Anyway, we were doing a house party. I want to say it was my man Creighton's crib. I think it was Creighton's crib. I'm not sure. So we doing a house party. We doing our thing. He comes through the party himself, Detroit. And was Mac Daddy John with him? I think there might have been this dude, Mac Daddy John. I'm not sure, but I know it's him in Detroit. We knew immediately they weren't from Omaha because he had on 40 belows, puffy coat, right? Raccoon fur hat.
Oh no.
He had the silver Stu chain, like he's straight out of a East Coast music video, right? So we looking at this dude and he's sitting there with his arms crossed, like, you know what I mean, like mean mugging us or whatever while we DJing. So eventually Rip goes over there and starts talking to him, and Rip comes over to us like, yo, he want to DJ. We like, psh, nah, he ain't got, he can't get on our stuff. Like he came through so arrogant, right? Like, yeah, if he had his own records, we would. And lo and behold, that strap that we saw across his chest was a bag of records. So he swings, like we've never seen that before. Like he swings his bag of records across, and he has a whole set of vinyl in this bag. So we let him get on. Now, mind you, let me remind you, we cutting and scratching, doing battle stuff, right? Yep. He gets on.
Party rocking.
So, well, it's already rocking in the sense of how we had it rocking, right? So, but he gets on and he throws his first record and we not seeing nothing, right? And we're not hearing no cut, and we're not hearing no scratching. And then eventually, I say it to Real, or he says it to me like, is he playing a different song already? And we ain't hear nothing. We're no cutting, no scratching. So now because we wasn't looking at him. We was like, man, forget this dude. So now we're paying attention to him. So we see that he goes from one record to the next record, seamless. Beats don't stop. Like, this is crazy, right?
Mixing and blending.
Yo, never seen mixing before. So, but he was arrogant, so we couldn't give it to him eventually. Man, get out of here, man. Boom, boom. But he had that thing. Yeah. Jumping, party was going, right? So boom, fast forwarded, Rip stayed in touch with him and then called me like, yo, come through his apartment, man. He just want to holler at you real quick, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So I go over to his apartment, and as soon as I open the door, or he opens the door, I'm standing, he's like, look, you teach me how to scratch, I'll teach you how to mix. And he's the reason why I lost a lot of my scratching ability. Because once I learned how to mix and the understanding that the stories that you can tell mixing and learning the science to go from one song to the other song in tempo and understanding just because it's in tempo doesn't mean it's going to marry to the next beat. So yeah, so it was a whole lot of that studying that you had to go on, man. So we taught him how to scratch. He taught us how to mix. But once I learned how to mix, it's like that's all I wanted to do. So I really stopped being a turntablist. I still cut and scratch or whatever, but like, a few back and forths. But other than that, I was like, no, I'm about to be the dopest mixer, possible. And that's what how it happened. And then from there, we was a crew and was doing parties and things like that. And, things begin to progress from there.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's crazy how, because a lot of people like, it's like the battle of what's a real MC and not. Like people don't understand in DJing, it's like what constitutes as a DJ nowadays, especially nowadays.
Right.
Is it a person that just puts a record on with a controller, hits the gunshots in the horn when they don't know how to transition?
Right, yeah. No, that's not a DJ.
Right, that's just a person that plays music.
Plays music, we can call him a curator, I guess, a playlister. But if you're not
jockeying disc,
I like that. From one to other, creating transitions, creating mixes, creating on-spot remixes. Not like you don't have to cut and scratch, because you got to think about a lot of world DJs or EDM house DJs. It's not really a cut and scratch genre, but they can blend their ass off. Do I think it's easier? Yes, because their tempos, like you can stay in 120 for 4 hours. You can stay at 128. You can, you know what I'm saying? You get up to drum and bass where you're talking 170 and things like that. So, but ultimately, when you think about that genre of music, your ear has to be even more keen than hip hop, because there's so many subgenres of house that people who are really of that genre of music will say, yo, bro, you can't go from Florida to Florida minimal. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be like, they have a problem with that. You can't, go from, a trap EDM to, let's say, a calypso. Like, do I agree with that? No, I don't agree with that. Music is music. You know what I'm saying? If it sounds good and if you make it make sense, then you can. There's no. I'm Bruce Lee with this. There's no rules. There's no boundaries in music to me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you just pushing buttons and doing that stuff, like, no, we're not calling you a DJ. I call you a hustler, because you able to get yourself booked and you getting paid not to do something. Right.
That's rampant, but people don't like me talking about it, and
why not? You got to preserve the culture for those that do, though, bro. Like, there's no such thing as not talking about that.
Yeah, I don't listen to them, clearly.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't listen.
Right, because we own it.
I do what I do. You hear some of the tracks, what I'm on in general as far as DJing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even the radio guy. I'm like, if you want a radio DJ, it's plenty. If you want an underground just trap DJ, it's plenty. But tell them to come find the records I can play.
Right. Yeah.
I got real crates of music, and I got digital crates. I go digging.
Yeah, my heart hurts every time I look at your records.
I know. You gonna tell them that? You
tell
them what happened?
I mean, just a quick story is the house we grew up in. My dad, rest in peace, sold it to my older brother. My older brother eventually moved out of the house, and it was just sitting there. And then I went to him. I'm like, yo, let me get the house from you. Let's do a land contract. He was like, cool, bet. So I'm going over there, cleaning the house up, doing my thing. And I had a storage unit with I probably had about 8,000 pieces, like crates for days, right? So I'm like, I don't have to pay for the storage unit anymore.
Put them in the house.
I put them in the house. So it's going slow with me getting it together, but a cash buyer hits my brother up. And my brother doesn't tell me that he sold the house to a cash buyer. And he says, oh, by the way, I sold the house. You got 30 days to get your stuff out of there. I was like, well, when did you sell it? About a month ago.
30 days ago.
So I had a Tahoe. I'm burning over there, right? And it was in the back room. And if you go around the back, I had a key. My key didn't work. That's when my heart sunk. So I go around to the back of the house, and if you jump up, you can see inside it, and that's where all my vinyl. It was just a wood floor like this. It was just all gone, bro. Like I will never get over it. So I'm hitting up pawn shops. I'm doing everything. I'm on social media. Like, yo, anybody seen it? Like, and to this day, man, somebody, came up, and there were 5 techniques in there. So it wasn't just vinyl. I had 5 1200 techniques in there. I had 3 drum machines in there. I had 1 sequencer in there. And then I always save change in the protein. Like after I get done, using a protein, a little canister.
Yeah,
I had 3 of those full of coins. So you know what I'm saying? That's a couple $100.
Right.
So I don't know if these people said, this is junk to me, which I don't care if you didn't know what this was. You knew it wasn't junk.
Right.
Like this was crated. You know what I'm saying? These are all in beat per minutes. Like. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that still hurts.
The singles too, so just
yeah, man. It hurts, man. So like my man Rip, he has a phenomenal record collection. Then a few years ago, maybe more longer than a few years ago, but for a while he started collecting 45. So he has a 45 collection. That's crazy. I think Rip probably has. I know for sure he has every popular breakbeat record of the original vinyl.
That's crazy.
Of that. of that break beat. So matter of fact, I will try to get with him so he can get on, because he's a really good historian of hip hop. He works with a lot of the legacy artists as far as like management and booking and things like that. So, but his record crate is crazy. My man Real, his is crazy too.
Yeah. And are you familiar with the guy Derek Higgins here?
Why does that name sound familiar?
He's black male. He's the first black punk rock band here, and he's won some awards called RAF, RAF. And he had a show on Cartoon Network called Higgins Corner.
Really? No, I don't know nothing about that. That's dope.
He stayed down the street, and people would call in. You can go look it up now. Like it's still,
right.
I think it still airs, and people would call in and describe like, yo, I'm finna take this road trip to Arizona. I'm trying to find something that's kind of cool, that kind of mimics the scenery. And he will go on this wall. He got a full wall of. Crazy. He knows exactly where everything is. He'll just pick a record, and he will give you the actual history of how that band came together, how that record came together.
Man, that's
play
deep.
The record, then they'll do like visuals to it.
Right.
We were at a birthday party watching Higgins Corner because it was just like, we didn't know Derek did all this, and he just down the street.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely want to meet that guy then.
Man, I think he's right now. They say he has the largest like record collection in the state of Nebraska.
Man, that's wow. I you know what? We had to get him and Rip in a room and see who got the catalog.
Yeah, and you remember I never met him, but Papa Gator.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Rest in
peace.
Rest in peace. But I think his family was trying to sell the collection.
Like recently?
Like a couple years ago. So
man.
I can find somebody to find.
Man, if that's still out there, man, I got a check for y'all.
So if you are family or friends of Papa Gator's family, please,
man.
If you can't hit up Soul, hit me up. We gonna figure it out.
Come on, man. info at DJMistaSoull.com.
Man, we not playing with that one. But yeah, man, it's crazy because a lot of people don't know. Like, it's not just DJing here. Like, you have a footprint in the city. Like, when I moved here 8 years ago, people would still talk about, man, did you ever go Planet Soul? We go Planet Soul. And it was like, nah, I wasn't here for Planet Soul. Like, man, that was the club. Like, what? Like, how did you end up getting your own club?
Well, it was a partner situation, but it started at a club that used to be on 72nd and Cass called the Parthenon, and previous to that was the Orange Weasel. So, but I came in there when it was the Parthenon, and it's a lot to the story, but I'll speed it up. I went there to help a friend of mine paint the basement. And my friend was like, let me go talk to the owner and see what's happening. And so he went downstairs to talk to the owner. And while I was up there at the time, I think it was head of security and the club manager, my guy Ski, introduced himself to me. He was behind the bar. We was talking. He said, you ever been here before? And I had been in there a few weeks ago with this young lady named Trevian. She took me on a Wednesday night, but that, they did house music, just regular ladies night, Wednesday, white people, fist pumping and stuff, whatever. So cool. That was when I was in there. But that night, we're standing at the end of the bar, and there's people standing at the bar. And then there was this guy, I can't think his name was Todd. So music is playing, and I'm hearing the mix, and I'm saying, man, whoever's in that booth has got to be the tightest DJ I've ever heard in my life, right? Like, this guy's blends was immaculate. So I'm sitting there, and the bartender's saying, here's your drink. He's like, all right, cool. I got to get to the booth. I'm like, yo, who's the DJ? He's like, me. I'm like, well, who's mixing? He's like, oh, that's the records I get from California. So he was playing pre-mixed, because it was vinyl then, right? So he's playing pre-mixed vinyl, and at that time, those vinyls would do like 25 minutes, right? So, and they don't even DJ those. They're put together, by track, right? You know what I'm saying? They're blending that electronically. It's not a real DJ who put them together. So I was just, at that moment, and I'm like, goes back to what we were saying earlier, like, yeah. And he could DJ, but that's what he was doing in there. And I'm like, yo, this is terrible. So about an hour or so later, I go to the bathroom. He in there doing cocaine. So I'm just like, yo, this dude is trash, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he just, so I tell Ski about that, and I was like, yeah, your DJ, he was trash, though. I was in here that night. And he's like, oh, you think you could do better than him? I was like, yeah, I really do. You know what I'm saying? He's like, go right now then. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. And I'm like, go like in the booth now? He's like, yeah. I said, well, turn it on. So we turn it on. Now, this is during the era of record crates, right? So during that time, a DJ is going to have his hot joint right, left, or directly behind him. So when I went up in the booth, they had a whole wall that they built, a shelf they put records in. He had records down to his right and his left foot, and then he had one to his right on the DJ booth, and one right to the left. So I knew where his go-tos were. So I'm like, all right, let me just pull out of these crates. So I'm pulling out these crates. I'm mixing now. Shout out to my man Ski if he ever sees this. But at that time, he really didn't know what he was looking at, right? So I'm mixing and doing all these things. So Ski says to me, can you do 2 of the same record? I was like, what? You know what I'm doing here, bro? Like, and I was like, yeah. So I pull out 2 records, then I start juggling the records. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing house music. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing pat stops and everything with house music. So he was like, all right. So we get done, and then when we walk out, my man, who's my brother now, Mike, the owner, he said, hey, what you doing on Thursday night? I was like, what you need me to do? He's like, come in, I want you to DJ. I'm like, all right, bet. I go on there Thursday, Ghost Town. No one's in there. He's like, I just wanted to hear you DJ for a few hours. Now, I DJ'd on that dude Todd stuff. I'm a hip hop DJ. This dude does nothing but like pop music, dance music stuff. So I'll try to speed this up. I don't want to take up too much time on it. So I came back on a Wednesday night, and because Mike wanted to see me in front of a crowd and gave me 30 minutes. So needless to say, that Todd came and kicked me off about 15 minutes because I knew during that time, so we're talking about 96, 97, 98, the number one music in the world.
Right.
It's hip hop.
Right.
West Coast was banging at the time. Snoop dropped. All that stuff was banging at the time, right? And so I started mixing the hip hop with the EDM, with the rock music, you know what I'm saying? And the dance floor was going crazy. And then so he kicks me off. I go to Mike. Mind you, I don't really know him at this time. I'm like, yo, you know, man, what's your problem, bro? You need to get your people in check, man. My man, don't worry about him, man. He's moving out of town, plus I'm fired him, and you're my new DJ. I was like, nah, I can't do that, bro. He's like, why? I was like, I don't play this music. Like, I don't have it.
Right.
So he's like, come back tomorrow afternoon. So it was a Saturday. I come back tomorrow afternoon. He pulls out his checkbook. He's like, whatever you go get it. Right? So, me being me, I go down to Homer's.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, where's the house music at? Where's all the bar? He shows me. I grab maybe 4 or 5 records of that. I go spend about $400 on straight hip hop and R&B's, reggae's and all that stuff, right? Go back and start DJing, and then I come up the week after the next, and there was a big for sale sign. And I'm like, man, why you hire me if there's a for sale sign? It's like, you know, the business not doing well. Me and my partners, I bought them out. We're just going to sell the business. And I was like, bro, give me a Friday. He's like, what? I said, just give me one Friday before you sell it. It's like, I don't know. I'm saying, man, you need to get on this hip hop and R&B. Like, I kind of done that before. I don't think I want to do that. You know, now I don't think it's going to succeed. I was like, I'm just asking for one Friday. So, boom, speed it up. He gives me the Friday. About 75 people show up. And then he said, see, I told you. I said, there's 1,000% more people in here that was last Friday because you didn't have nobody in here Friday. It was just your bartenders and you, right? He's like, you got a point. He said, I'm going to Kansas City next weekend. Do your thing. And if it really doesn't go from there, man, I gotta shut it down. He comes back Friday night. He can't get in his own club. Like, and if you know anything about 72nd, like Cass, Dodge, the Omaha Playhouse is behind there. The Crossroads Mall. Imagine, like, we got OPD, Omaha Police Department, trying to get the traffic together.
That's crazy.
So upstairs holds about 400 and something people, and downstairs held about another 300. So imagine.
You already know it's overcapacity too.
Overcapacity.
So you talking probably close to a stack.
Easy.
A good stack.
Right? And so when he saw that, like, he saw that, but I mean, he's a business owner. Let's see what my guy, you know, I love you, Mike, but you know what you saw.
Yeah.
He saw them dollars like, yo,
Yeah.
this dude did this. And at the time, you just got a passion to DJ, right? So at that time, I was only accepting 50. He only was giving me $50.
Crazy.
While I'm watching this door, later on, because I'm not paying attention to it at the time, man. My thing is, I was only concentrating on, unfortunately, as you grow and get wiser, I limited my mindset to say, I want to be the biggest name, the hottest DJ in Omaha, when I should have said, at least I should have said Midwest.
Yeah.
Right? But I said Omaha, which was stupid at, now thinking back, it was just a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
That was my thing. It didn't matter what he was paying me. That was my goal. And so I started doing that, and the club was successful. So I had to DJ Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Friday and Saturdays, he added after hours. So I'm only getting paid $50 a night. And then on the after hours night, I was only getting $90. Now imagine doing that for 3 years straight.
That's insane.
Right, yeah.
Putting anywhere on a slow night.
Oh my God.
Probably 300 people
Easy.
to a stack.
Easy.
Every night.
Easy.
And it's not even just the money up front. It's like you literally increased his business, kept it afloat. I couldn't imagine what that check would be now if you did that for a company.
Come on, man, stop it.
Like I'm share owner. We're owners.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
So that's when you want to get to. That's when you fast forward past the Parthenon. Then me and my shout out. You'll hear me say DJ Mark III. That's my brother Marcos. That's when we went down to San Antonio for. He was in the Air Force. Was bartending at when we switched it to the Millennium, and started it all over again. And then me and him, we just hit it off. We're like, the same synergy, same mindset. Like we do our own thing, boom, boom. So we end up opening a bar together on 36 in Harrison, which is the Bellevue borderline. And yeah, the racism came at us immediately, bro. Like 6 months they had us out of there.
dang.
But we were successful while we was there. So we come back to get to the Planet Soul. Mike hits me up like, yo, I'm bored. It's the middle of the summer. I was like, yeah, I feel you. But I'm always DJing. Like I'm always, gigging. He's like, man, find a spot. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, bet. So the building that we found downtown was Planet Soul. Called him up and said, yo, come check this joint out. I said, they got a bar on this side. We got this middle part, and we're going to call this part down here as the dance floor. He liked it. We had to do about $30,000, $40,000 worth of renovation and stuff. So in that time, like me and Mike are like brothers. So on the official, I never was on paperwork, but my monies was still partnered money, you know what I'm saying, of what we agreed on that to keep it all the way, authentic.
Yeah.
I was making so much money at Planet Soul, it was out of control. And the worst thing about that though, like I didn't stop again and say, all right, you have all this cash and yeah, you have a savings, but how do you make this work for yourself? How do you put this to the side? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I guess you can look at it like the dope man. I'll get it back next weekend. 1st and the 15th, I'm gonna get it back.
Right.
So, but every weekend I could get it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when Planet Soul happened, I didn't name that, Mike did. And so he tells me to come down to the club before we open. And he's like, yo, check it out. And I'm just looking around like, what we talking about, bro? What we looking at? He said, look up. So I look up and I was like, yo, you gotta take that off, bro.
You didn't want the name?
No, man, I didn't want that because stuck in that small mind and how people don't like success. Like sometimes your own relatives don't even like your success.
Right.
And so I'm looking at it as like, yo, they ain't even gonna mess with me because my name is on it. But lo and behold, I think majority of people didn't even realize it was named after me. It was just, though it had the 2 L's and all of that, they thought it was just, yo, this is a black club, and they called it Planet Soul. It just meant soul as black, like, the music or whatever. So that was a really good run. That was a very iconic club. Matter of fact, just when I was back DJing at Dina's here, just this past New Year's, dude rose up on me and says, yo, we seen you on the flyer. We had to come here. I'm like, man, no one's out. Because, this New Year's, no one was out.
Right.
But he was out with a party of his friends. And he was like, look, man, you see that woman over there? I'm like, yeah. He said, that's my wife. I was like, congratulations, bro. It's like 14 years, my wife, 19 years, since we met, we've been together. He said, because of you. I'm like, what you talking about? I met her at Planet Soul. I'm like, what? He was like, told me the whole story, told me what I was saying on the microphone at the time, like all of that, right?
Oh, he knew that she was the one. He remembered everything about the date.
Yeah, because he's like, yo, she drove me back to Lincoln in a Mercedes, and then that day I cut off all my girls and I married her 4 years later. So shouts out to my man. I think his name was, what did he say his name was? Book or Nook or something like that.
Man,
so shouts out to him, man. But the Planet Soul was very iconic in the city. And shout out to MP, shout out to Ski, Adam. A lot of people worked at that spot, man. Shout out to all my guys. I brought in Stews, brought in Busy. Like it was crazy. It was stories. I remember we had a thing in the paper after we closed, about 11 in the classified, where all women was describing dudes who got them pregnant, and we met at Planet Soul. But here's the messed up part about that description. They all had the same description, and the description was of me. It wasn't me, but it was like tall, bald head, black dude.
Oh Lord! So the dudes was jockeying your look too, and
No. I'm just saying that, but I'm just saying. I mean, how hard is it to do that? But yeah, man, it was iconic. I think at Planet Soul, the one that the people who were there that became shocked is. MP runs up on me. He's like, yo, Prince about to walk in here. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, Prince is coming. Now, one thing about Planet Soul, it was really a great place. And we didn't discriminate Bloods, Crips, South Family. Like, they was all in there, right? Mm-hmm. Did they tear it up? Yeah. But they coming back next week. It was just it was what it was. So I said that to say this. Imagine some of the most hardcore dudes you know being hypnotized, turned into fanboys. Prince, little light-skinned butt walk up, he just stood on the stage. I was so stuck, I just stopped the music. Like, I'm supposed to keep playing music, right? It's a party. I'm just looking at this dude like, and it's real. When people say you see him, like you get different. Like you start tapping yourself for your manhood. Like, yo, why am I staring at this dude like this? Like, and he stood there. It seemed like for years, man. But maybe it was, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah. And floated away. No, he did not walk.
Oh, he just glided, just a cloud.
He floated away. Yeah, man. So that was amazing, man. One of the best performances there was the Yin Yang Twins. And they DJ Scientist.
Okay.
Oh my God. Shout out to Scientist if you see this. My man, he said, yo, come here. I'm standing like off to the side because he's on my turntables. He's like, yo, I'm not that heavy, but I'm gonna need you to pick my feet up when I ask you to. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah. So he's tearing this thing down. Like he's doing a routine that's out of control. So he's like, go ahead. So I go to pick him up like stiff leg. So as I'm picking him up, he said, keep going. This dude is going back and forth, hitting him with his mouth. I'm like, and then here's the thing, since I'm concentrating on picking him up, I'm not realizing what he's scratching. Pick him up, pick it up.
Oh,
pick
man.
Pick it up.
He put it in the routine.
Come on, man.
Crazy.
Come on, man. Shout out to Scientists, man. I'll never forget that. Like, that was crazy. And we were one of the first clubs to help Lil Flip. This is when he still had the little leprechaun hat on, the green and stuff.
Shout out to
came
Flip,
through
man.
him. That
was a guy down in Texas, boy.
Right, yeah. My man manages him now. My man Derek McKinney with Loud Music manages Lil Flip now, and Zero for that matter.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, the Planet Soul was crazy. But that's how that went at. And I just dropped some pictures from Planet Soul not too long ago. And it set that thing on fire because people could see themselves in those pictures. Like it was a lot of conversation.
Oh man, that's that good nostalgia. I ain't that old, but it seemed like forever ago. Even just being in school, and when I repost some stuff that's still on Facebook, just from that era, they be like, "Bro, we was on some wild. Like, why was we taking these pictures? We incriminating ourselves. Like it was some wild mess going on, but it was." Yeah, lovely time. Just to even have the parties back, man. Like that's something I know we're missing, and we try our best. Some of us are really trying to bring partying back.
Right. Yeah.
And I say, what is the deterrent? Why aren't people partying? It's part distraction, people are distracting themselves with other things like social media
Right,
while they're
yeah.
out trying to show people they out and having
Right.
fun
Yeah.
instead of having fun.
Right, yeah.
But then I also tell people, y'all don't remember there was a big shift in music from about 2008. Well, that's when the trap era came.
Right.
And that became the club music. And what people don't understand, like, well, how did that mess it up? I'm like, well, your tempo dropped.
Oh, man.
It's not a tempo. Like most trap music is around 70.
Right. They double timed it downwards.
So it kind of took that vibe out, that making people want.
It was just being crunk, as they say. You turned up dope boy music, gangbang music, and you bouncing like it was crazy.
But not being in the city that, like, if you're not in the city that has its own original sound to that, like Memphis. So if you go to Memphis and they was playing it, you see everybody start G-walking.
Right, yeah.
The whole club, boom.
Right.
Going around. So it's an energy that start floating. It's not bad. It's just like, but when you're not in that city, like I grew up close to Louisiana.
Right.
So Louisiana bounce music started coming.
Yeah.
You know, I was playing it for my daughter the other day, playing Rolling Like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
And just everybody, I remember being out and everybody in the club started jigging around the club, doing the jigger dance. And back when twerking wasn't even restricted to just like girls, it was like a different era down there. It was a different thing. So I tell people all the time, the DJ is responsible for all of that. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
We are the ones that can curate that space, and it's a hard internal battle with. Do I play just what's popular on the radio, or do I actually do my own thing? And if I feel like doing a party, what records can I spin to get people moving and grooving?
Right. Well, that really comes down to, you know, if you're doing, especially if you're doing a themed party, then you understand what your demographic of people that you are trying to get there. And then if you understand that demographic of people, you're going to know what music moves them and what they like and what storylines you're going to have to tell. Because I think a lot of DJs just, you know, they will just DJ and not have any type of outline or prerequisite in their head of what story am I going to tell tonight, how many stories am I going to tell tonight, and who's going to, you know, be my P1, who's going to be the one I'm targeting. And for any DJ out there, if you're a new DJ, I'm going to tell you, don't look at dudes.
Please don't.
It's not about not looking at dudes like on that thing. I'm saying dudes don't start parties. Women start parties. And you don't need to look at every single woman. There's always a woman or a group of women who came in there specifically to have a good time.
Yep.
And so what you need to do is you need to pay attention to them as you are dropping music. And their energy, their reaction will tell you where to be. And then once you get them, getting the rest of the club is going to be, you know, it should be easy if you stay in there. But I know, you know, DJs don't pay attention. They don't understand, and they'll just do weird stuff.
I've seen them cut some of the I've seen them play a straight twerk song and go straight to Back in Blood. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, what just happened? And then don't even mix. It don't even. It just drop. I'm like, ooh.
See, that's a DJ that's thinking these songs are quote hit songs, or this is what me and my guys ride around and look to, or chicks may say, oh, I love that song. They may, but not that moment.
Right.
Like I've been DJing so long, to sit here and say I ain't never made a mistake is just a lie. Every DJ's made a mistake. I've cleared the dance floor before thinking something's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. Yeah. Just the wrong song. Like I know where I'm gonna go, but I was like, yo, I think this is gonna be a hype right now, and it just wasn't. And like back in the day, my worst one is haunting me to this day. It was this place called Fines on 16th Street, and it's Fines Theater, and it used to be open. And my crew was DJing, and Real just got off. It wasn't a lot of people in there, but people was trying to trickle in, and it was my time to get on. I'm going. I had them, and man, something in my head said, "Yo, you should play Crisscross, Mr. Bus." I need another part of me to say, "No, don't ever do that." But I played it. Literally, the people who were walking in
walked out,
turned around and walked right back out.
That's crazy.
Like I'm honest about my DJ career. Yep. I'm not gonna lie and say it's like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I did that. It was crazy. And just like, you know, my man Real, we were at this place off of Ames. It's now a daycare, I think it is. And it was called the Citadel. And we was throwing now this is like tight fit. And he
shoulder.
Yeah. He had it where it was packed. Like it wasn't like mine. It was like a few people was there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nah, we deep. And he came off of doing a juggle routine. Then I think, this when we had the little 4-second sampler on the mixer. And he caught the boom, gap, boom, boom, gap, boom. And he was scratching over that, right? Oh my God, he had this thing turned. So now it's time for you to get to that next record. That next record gotta go. He played Raising Hell by Run DMC. We just seen the back door open. People started fouling out the back door, man. So everybody has it. And like DJ Real is like, out of our crew, he's the best, technical DJ. You know what I'm saying? And with me, my name was built in the city because when I worked hard and I hustled and I somehow knew about branding before I knew I was branding and marketing, right? And doing promotions. So there are DJs right now in this city that are technically scratching me under the table.
Right.
But I don't think there's any DJ here when it comes to really getting to that all around and marketing and partying and understanding how to get the people. I'll put myself up against anybody. I don't on this planet. I will.
Yep.
I've been on the stage with some of the biggest and the best DJs because I understand people.
Yeah. Where they at, how to go get them, and how to keep them entertained.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not simple, and I think people think it's easy. And you see the people again when you call them hustlers and maybe curators, they get so discouraged. I'm like, this is a long game, buddy. This ain't a simple game. You can't just go to these digital crate sites and just download the top 100 and then just throw them on and like it don't work like that. Like, and the crazy part is some of people are getting away with it in some of these crowds where there ain't no pushback.
Well, there ain't no pushback, but you got to also, I don't mean to cut you off. You got to understand, there's always somebody, it's their first time. So, like, you young kings, how old are y'all kings? 18. All right. They ain't even really touched it yet, right?
Yep.
So, their first time going into where they can't go into a club now because they don't exist. Yeah. So, if they go into a lounge or something like that, a bar, and they get their first experience, that's what it's going to be. So if it's a DJ that's up there and people look like they're having a good time, though he's doing train wrecks and the tempos are all over the place, like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. But I've been on those sets before, where that DJ feel like they the man or the woman, right? And the people can fool them to think that they really hot, and the people will say, "Yo, that DJ's crazy," because they have learned their crowd. They have learned, like, these are the songs that work with this crowd. And then you get, E up there, you get me up there, Real or Busy or a Blackout or somehow a Scotty Pimpin, a Derek or a Mario. I can go on down a list of different names.
Ivan Alvarez.
Yeah. Oh, man,
Ivan get busy.
Right. So you get those type of DJs up there, not only on the skill set, then it sounds and feels totally different when you go all the way back to when Stu came into our house party.
Yeah.
Right?
And be like, what is that?
I thought
I was rocking what?
What exactly?
Oh,
and if you're technically sound, you can take that other DJ's whole playlist and play it again and still rock out because you're gonna deliver it, you're gonna represent it in a different way.
Yeah, man, it's insane. The science behind it, and you had touched on something earlier about being a student, and you have to stay as a student. And
absolutely.
It's about constantly seeing what's evolving as far as the music, but it's also about how do I sharpen my skills. The technology boom over the last 3 years with DJing is insane.
Right, it's out of control.
It's insane. Like, I got my setup. Right now I'm all Reloop. Shout out Reloop. But it's insane.
They do need to cut a check, huh?
Man, so something. Send us some backup, something. We out here. I'll be putting y'all on. I shout y'all when I'm, you get a hashtag in there. But it's really dope to watch. Like, I love still going to concerts, shows. I went to a show one time, and I was working at a venue at the Slowdown, and they had the manager. But the manager was like also the opening DJ. So
really?
He was the tour manager and the DJ. He rolled his little tape out there, and you can tell from as soon as they start, I'm like, oh shit, and he got it. From moment one, he was an open format DJ, but he snatched everybody in the crowd. Opening, nobody paying attention to nothing.
Right.
Everybody came from the bar and ran down to the dance floor.
Right. That's dope. Shout out to that DJ, man.
I've started following him. I'm gonna find his name, but it was like, okay, just because he knew what to do. He's like, I know what crowd this is. I got these Rexes, I got these mixes, I got these acapellas with these instrumentals. And he started getting busy, and he was only up there for about 10 minutes, and
he knew he had. That's what he had. He had to catch him in 10 minutes. That's tough.
Preparing for his artists that don't tour. He the tour manager too, so he needs y'all up here for my real opener. Yeah. So it's just dope seeing that and just seeing that scene. But what's some of the things when you talk about even learning new skills? What's some of the stuff you've been doing to stay sharp? Because I've seen some of the things. What's something let the people know like what you've been working on, what you've been doing?
Well, I actually been getting back into a little bit more turntablism, not for competition or anything like that. Because now we're in the virtual world of DJing as well. So jumped on Twitch. I've been doing some raid trains with my man DJ Big Al. Shouts out to Big Al because he was part of Planet Soul too. He was the one who created the most fights out of all the DJs.
Oh man,
because
he was to throw your hood up, man.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. That is Big Al. So which is why his Tuesday thing is called Ratchet Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so it's what I love about the internet is you can see DJs from around the world, and you can learn and see different things. And myself, I'm like, all right, I want to get back into a little bit more juggling, learning some more scratch patterns, learning some more scratch styles because they keep evolving, you know what I'm saying? But I only really need the basics. One thing about it is I understand who I am as a DJ, so I try to master my area.
Yep.
In order for you to want to, let's say, like a Scratch Bastard or a Jazzy Jeff or somebody like that, or a Revolution, you know what I'm saying, or Shortcut.
Yeah.
These guys, you got to understand, like, they spent a lifetime learning how to do competition DJing, right?
Yep.
Then they said, oh, okay, when I go to a club, all my skill set is going to be in the intro, a couple of spots that I pick, and an outro.
Yep,
they know they got a party. So they put the mixing in the game and they keep their skill set. But one thing about it is that skill for them is in the front, be it the turntable is in the absolute, beautiful scratching and things that they do. So they have that great advantage to take the turntablism and put it in the mixing. Because let's keep it funky. It's way easier than it is to mix than it is to juggle, cut, and scratch. Like, let's keep it funky,
especially
right?
Keeping them clean. Like,
yeah.
Like, I still to this day, on my dominant hand, I suck at chirping. If I'm on my weak hand, it's I can get a chirp, but I'm stab. I can't crab worth a damn. Transform, I got you though. I'm transforming the hell out of some shit.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's just those different things, man. And what I do is I really, really do the basics. Like, all right, like, so you say the crab, right? So Qbert and another DJ was overseas seeing a guy. He was just popping it with two fingers, right? He was just popping the fader, holding his thumb against two fingers. I forgot how they got it to the crab, but you know how your fingers look like a crab, right? Yep. And they kind of just nicknamed it that. And they was doing two, like, well, let's do three, because now you'll see some people just do two fingers, three fingers. Some people do all four fingers. Yep. So that's a very, very hard technique to do. You're not just gonna jump on no mixer and start crabbing. So going back to the basic. So don't have no music on, and you sit there and you want to try to hear that crack, 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 crack. So you gotta sit there and do it. And do it. It's wax on, wax off. Like, it's the most boring thing, but you have to do it to get to those skill sets. So that's what I do, man. Anything I want to learn and be, I say, all right, let me just go ahead and wake up in the morning, put it on the schedule, get down and make it funky.
Yeah. Are you looking into any there? I've seen a lot of the companies starting doing the competitions, and not like a scratching competition, but they have different challenges.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like Reloop, I think not Reloop, Phase has a good challenge. They were doing like every week they had a different challenge from.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't know that.
They had a second round this year, so they're into challenges, and they had some of the bigger DJs kind of be the promoters of those challenges. So a different DJ, like Jazzy Jeff, had a challenge for this. This week's challenge is this. This week's challenge is this. So
got you. I'm gonna have to check that out. Would I get into challenges? Absolutely, I would. The one I just felt like it was the when Triller did the $1 million contract.
I just seen that.
Right. Yeah. I think they announced who won this year, right? Or whoever it was, I think, who all the DJs again. I kind of had an inside track. Yeah. No. They already knew who the DJ was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $1 million, come on, man.
Yeah, there's
You're not tossing that to just somebody who won a contest online.
Right.
You got to make sure that person's going to be available for what you need them for $1 million, if it is $1 million. I'm pretty sure it maybe was $1 million over time or something like that. You know, you're not just going to drop that bag on somebody and think that they're going to keep showing up.
I think it's just they're doing one now because I saw shout out DJ Puffy. That might be the most
he's dope.
Fun. He has the most fun DJing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and he's a well-rounded DJ because I think it was 2016 he won the Red Bull Freestyle, Freestyle.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dope. He's one of the ones I follow him on Twitch. He's like you said, he has a lot of fun. I learn a lot from that cat. DJ Ease, my goodness, this brother, man, look him up. You got him? Jeez, knees. And he does it with such ease.
Yeah.
Like it fits, but my goodness, he's out of control. So that's the part of DJing I like. Since I'm not into high-level DJing, I can stay a fan of it. You know what I'm saying? I can really stay a fan of like, oh my God, but yet you can still learn from these cats. You know, so
I'm incorporating bits and pieces. Like I'm still trying to break into really programming my sampler and how to really utilize it. Like to a T. Like like I think I'm gonna get more into just having a lot of open tracks and some of that open space on especially the non-hip hop music.
Right.
And just programming my drums and getting into beats.
Yeah, getting in live stuff. Yeah, man. So I got an Ableton if you want to buy it.
I got MPD. I'm good.
You good?
Yeah,
all right.
I got the machine.
My boy telling me now, my man DJ Brasco, shout out Brasco, he's like, don't you sell that. You just ain't using it right.
But so, our stuff got all the pads anyway, and I don't need any extras.
That reloop is crazy, man. I just dug into that. And then you know what? One thing about that reloop, it has a lot of hidden functionalities in it. Because if you go to sampler, right? Have you ever held shift and then hit the sampler twice? There's a whole nother scratch pad bank underneath there.
Isn't that the scratch bank? That's I was trying to program my scratch bank.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So the last they took it down though because it was Chris Brown's Iffy, right? His new joint. So of course, I did all the different beats over that acapella and they ended up taking it down. I used that scratch bank pad. So that makes me say, okay, because I used to always wonder like a lot of times like, yo, these DJs be getting to these fast.
I'm like, I know they ain't going through tracks and loading them like I was.
So I was doing it like, of course, a lot of them will take the time and they will, before they do it, they'll create that edit. So that thing is actually one track.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, you throw the hot cue on it and do your thing. So a lot of times I like the activity of having to do it because the last thing that someone's going to ever say to me is like, yo, I saw you online. Do that. And I can't do it. Like, I don't want that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will be able to, do whatever you see outside of a multi-track. Of course, you can't do a multi-track depending on how far it gets. But now with the Serato has the other two hidden decks now. So if you want to, you can, do 4 decks at the same time. So, all right, we were down a rabbit hole, right? Losing people.
Man, we on DJ time.
Right, yeah. So, but yeah, man. So I think, being a DJ and then being an on-air personality helped me create that hybrid, for now.
Yeah. So what's some of the things you got going right now, like your ADL radio? Like what's happening with you right now?
So a DJ's lifestyle is now, it's an umbrella's ADL media, and a DJ's lifestyle is just that. Like we do everything that encompasses being a DJ and the culture of DJing and people who love DJs. You don't have to be a DJ to be a part of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? those who support us and come out, listen to our mixes, download our stuff, like you're a part of that culture. Like you wear the I Heart DJ shirt. Yeah. So it's for you too. You can come in there and get it. And our first thing was launched in May during the pandemic. I launched a radio station, ADL Radio. I just recently took the app off because I want to do another app. I didn't like the company that I was dealing with, but it's still available on like Alexa, open ADL Radio. If you got Sonos, it's there. If you got the MyTuner app, which is in almost every vehicle, you can just search a DJ's Lifestyle and it'll pop up there. Or you can just go to adlradio.com and listen to it on that. But that's the background of that. But we'll also do events, of course. We doing different things with media, and we're also one of the things, man, that it's going to take a minute. But me and my guy, well, I told him that he's my partner now, Mark III. We're going to create a platform that is the most advantageous platform for DJs because through him. So once he came, and we really started working together, he was like, man, we have a community of people that once we put it together right, now you can get life insurance, you know what I'm saying, medical insurance. You could take part of your funds and invest it in different companies, different equities and things like that. So Mark III went to his Merrill Lynch guy. Now he doesn't like me to say this, but he's so caked up. But anyway, so he went to his people and said, hey, man, he just got the information, like what we need to get insurance, what we need to create, this investment company, and he told them. And so what we're doing is we're putting this thing together to where DJs can now come over to a DJ's Lifestyle and have those abilities. If you are a DJ and that's what you do for a living, you now can have insurance. Right. You can now do investments, different things, be it private, be it through the group. And then we're also, there's no one representing DJs as a whole. So, for example, when I look at all the DJs that are performing on these platforms, like me and you on Mixcloud, I'm on Mixcloud and Twitch, you know what I'm saying? There's no, to say it this way, there's no agency representing E and me to say, hey, you just launched X, Y, and Z, or you have a service that is X, Y, and Z. This group of DJs over here has your audience. Yep. So we go and we sell that to them, and then we give the DJ their money. Yep. So now you have a company that's out there representing you to get paid doing what you're already doing. Yep. And this also goes with your live events as well. So we know, like the sneaker con, like you got coming, right? Yep. When we get our stuff together, I'm like, okay, we get the data from you. What is this about? All right, cool. Let us go do the heavy lifting. We'll go to you, like, this is what the splits look like in X, Y, and Z. But you would be the DJ and you're the promoter, whatever. Yep. So, but we're DJs. So who gets the most of the money? The DJ. Yep. Because as a company, if we're getting, let's say, 7, 8, 10% of 500 DJs.
Right, you're making money.
Come on. So you might as well give the 95%, the 90% to the DJ. Plus, they still got to perform and they still got to do the work. They still got to put these things on. So that's, a big part. And that's where we took off the coalition part, because a coalition is just y'all group of people. Yep. So we, all invest. And so speaking of that, imagine now you got a company that can represent a whole coalition. You talk to the head of that coalition. But what you got to make sure is with that coalition that everybody's going to eat. Because we have now created a deal for your coalition, not just you being the main guy or main girl.
Yeah, that's you talking about needed, especially with groups and crews and finding gigs and just being that agent or that broker that's out here making the
absolutely
deals.
Absolutely.
Like people know what's, I know what they do. I know you need this and you can't find this. I got a group for you.
Exactly.
And by the way, y'all, since y'all full time, register as a full time. We got you covered. You got some vision, dental, all that.
Man. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. And staying on that business part, like I'm in the midst of writing the business of DJing, so people could come and purchase this lesson, and it's not going to be this is $5,000 worth of blah, 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 but I'll give it to you for $799. It's not going to be anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm putting this thing together because one thing, even DJs that are outside of the DJs that got management, you know, the big people, whatever, even some of them don't tell you the truth, but majority of DJs are, you know, regional or local, right? So, but there's still monies that can be made, but a lot of DJs have no idea how to negotiate. They have no idea how to even ask for the ask that they want. They don't know how to take the conversation away from the person that's hiring them. When I say that is, when soon as a promoter or someone hire you starts griping about their risk, like, oh man, I gotta pay for this, I gotta pay for this, that's not your problem.
Right.
All right. And then there's other ways certain gigs make sense to do because you may know, like, man, this is a really good look. But that doesn't mean I don't need to be doing it for free, but this would be a really good look. But they lowballing me, right? So a lot of times you have to turn the light on the person, that person that's lowballing you, and give them the information that they'll never think about. And so now you're bringing them in a suggestive way of thinking like you. And they say, you know what, you're right, I get it. And then there's a way to say numbers. Okay, for example, let's use a easy number. So if there's 100 people in a room, right? And someone says, look, man, only 20% of these people about to die, right? You hear 100 and you only hear only a 20%. But if I said, man, 20 people in this room is about to die, now that number look different.
Right.
It sound different. You mean 20 people about to die right now? So how you present your numbers, how you go about communicating what you're trying to do with a promoter makes sense. So, and I've talked to a whole lot of DJs, man, be it big, small, otherwise. And I'm having this conversation by myself because no one is thinking like this.
Right.
You know, and I've done it. Like my first one was, rest in peace, Fred the Godson. He was with the two twins, Zoe and his brother, drawing a blank on their label, out of Jersey. And I met them through email, through my man. He's now David Rush. At the time, he was Young Boss. So they're like, yo, we putting out Fat Boy Fresh. If you remember that song, right? He did. And I was like telling him, I'm like, yo, I got to do this concert at the crib. It's sold out. I said, you throw me $1,000, I'll drink my whole booth with his stuff and I'll play his song and I'll give him a shout out, XYZ. I'll do on live stage promotion for y'all. And I said, and I'll give you proof of performance by video. All right?
Yep. They
kind of looking at me, this is a Nebraska dude, right? Like, what? I negotiated it. Got back home, they sent $1,000. I'll try to find a picture and send it to you too. I think I still have the picture. I think it still may be on my Facebook page.
Man.
Yeah, and you'll see the whole DJ booth has nothing but Fred the Godson posters all over it. So now then, you know how much I got paid from the promoter at that show? $200.
I was about to say too.
But I understood. See, that's what you got to understand. Some shows, you say, what you got? Like, you want to negotiate that as high as possible. But if you know you're doing other work to get other monies because of the platform, then you go and you make that money. So sometimes you're looking at a promoter like, yeah, thanks for this $200. But because you went out and spent $60,000 for this show, I at least was able to make myself $2,500 off of this show when you only trying to give me $200.
Yeah, I remember there was a famous meme going around. It said, how come at the Halloween party, the first place costume getting $500, but the DJ getting $200?
Come on, man. Yeah, twerk contest, $1,000. DJ getting $200.
Like, it's crazy. You know, we can just ruin your whole night.
Right, yeah.
But man, I appreciate you coming through with this info. We're going to be on the lookout for everything, man. I don't know if y'all know, like, this man means a lot to me. This is my introduction.
I appreciate it, brother.
He'll tell you anytime, if he got a gig and I'm there and I stay the whole time, I'm still in apprenticeship mode. I'm still, hey, we can get these speakers. We loading up. I don't care if I was to take off. If Soull showed up, he going. I'm still picking them speakers up. It's just like carrying the crates. Like you got to pay homage to the people that break you in. Like it's the lineage, it's the tree.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. You're very, very thorough. Like, yeah, I sometimes I gotta convince this man, like, I got it. I'm cool, bro. Just go ahead and take off. He's like, yo, so this is a good look, man. Yeah, but you do your thing, bro. I love the lane you carved out for yourself, man. And so then it was a shame that like it didn't go that we wanted to go, but the night we did the party, the after party from the wedding when we was DJing together.
Yep.
So that was cool, man. And that's when I was like, oh, he done got his juggle up. Okay.
Yeah. I got more scratching. Like I just be, man, hey, the pandemic was good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had none of the time. I was getting paid to go to work.
Right,
and I
yeah.
go to work.
Yeah, man.
Beat Junkie was doing a free class on YouTube like every day.
Oh, wow. I missed that.
What?
Yeah, I
they
missed
took them
that.
down. They took the videos down. They put them on their channel now. But
Right.
they that's why I started getting better. I started just like, let me work on my craft.
Yeah.
Let me learn something I don't know.
What I like, because I know when I go hear you DJ, I'm going to hear music I've never heard before. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you find this music is beyond me, man. Like,
Sometimes I don't know. So I tell people all the time is sometimes I listen to music. I'll check out the music on the side of YouTube and see. I'm like, oh, what's this they putting out? Let me see what this is. Sometimes I buy something like on Amazon. And they'll have suggestions down if I don't know who they are. If it looks like it could be fire, I don't know what it is. If it grabs me, hey, make sure y'all get good cover art and got to do
right. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's branding.
And I would go check it out. Sometimes I'm on like Bandcamp and I would just be scrolling. And if it catches me, I found joints on just crazy joints.
Yeah.
And then I know artists, and one trick I always do, artists know other artists. So when you listen, I still listen to albums.
Right.
So when you're looking on an album, if they got a feature
Yes,
and you
sir.
don't know them, go look them up.
Yes, sir.
So don't let this be, oh, that song was dope. And you
Right.
like, but that's how I find these people. Concerts too. I'm there for the openers. Because I know typically if there's a big person, they're not gonna bring trash.
Right, yeah.
So the opener is always gonna be somebody dope, especially when that opener's traveling with them.
You know what? Shame on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared to put myself on blast. So I had Isaiah Rashad's music. Never listened to it, right? It was there. I was like, I get to it.
You had Sylvia's demo back then?
So, no, I didn't have that.
Man.
Talking about right now, I got the last couple of albums, right? So, he hits headlining at a theater just a couple of months ago in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So we go, because my man knows the people who runs the spot. And I'm looking at the name, I'm like, why does his name look so familiar to me, right? He had his guys open it up who was cool, whatever, because this is all TDE.
Yeah.
And Top Dog was there too.
Top was there?
Yeah, he was there.
That's crazy.
Because what is it? He's a huge Lakers fan. They was playing the Spurs, so they said, let's pick up a check while we're out here.
Right.
So just look at it that way. I think that's what it was. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But anyway, so I watch him perform, and I'm like, yeah, you need to be shot in the face, bro. Like, you've got this dude's music, and you ain't never opened it up. Like,
that's crazy.
So once I'm saying though, but yeah, I ain't got no excuse. But I was just, I was messing up. But now, I definitely rock with him, rock with his music even more so. Which is, you would think I would, because I like D Smoke. Anything D Smoke put out, I'm on it. So you would think I would. So you would think that I would be on it. Like, I wasn't, man. No, I don't know why I was sleeping on that dude.
Man, I think you get so much though.
Oh my God, forget about it.
Like I tell people, I really think about even old school, how difficult it was to go crates and find it. The purpose was to find something that the other guy didn't have that was going to rock it. And I still take that same spirit just digitally, and I listen through tracks. I find just cuts.
Man,
it's just like I have to. It just takes time to listen through everything. But it's like stuff I still ain't got to.
Right. So when you say like one of my favorite DJs, I subscribe to him, DJ Rob De Niro, does dope remixes, right? DJ Andre, then I got Vertical, then I got Pool, then I go Justice Demore, then I got Promo Hustle, then I got Sony, then there's Universal, then there's Money Mills, then there's Columbia. Like, so this is just me scrolling
through your email
right now from 10 o'clock this morning, just the very first few. So now you throw in all the independent. Now you throw in the independent promoters who are just inundating your inbox with music. So that's why a lot of times it's hard to cut through and find that gem. But what helps, let me say this to the artists out there. E just said it earlier. If it looks like something, a DJ is going to be more ample to look at it, right? Now, your subject matter, that's what we see first, is that black bold letter. What is the subject? That subject matter needs to draw us in. And the words hot and fire ain't the ones that always do it. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be something on there that draws in, because you're competing with, Sony, you're competing with Columbia, you're competing with Vertical, you're competing with a lot of these, record pools that are getting paid to promote to us. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that's it, man. I just feel like, but
yeah, it's a wild game. I still don't know how I do it. I just do.
Oh
it.
Yeah, you be finding some hate.
I'm gonna give you one right now that just came out. I'm gonna give you one. On Saba out of Chicago.
Okay.
He got a song. Saba might be the only person in the world that got Lil Durk and Black Thought on the same album.
That's amazing.
So, because he's from Chicago and Lil Durk still mess with him. But he got a song with Lil Durk. And that is one of those hard, not drill, but like hard-hitting trap-like beats. And it's a throwback to the old 3-6.
Oh, really?
Like
okay.
His whole album sounds like he was getting the feel of music as he grew into himself.
Okay.
And dealt with stuff, but that's like a 3-6-0, and you be like,
how you spell the Saba?
Saba.
Oh, it's just like that. Okay.
Yep. And it's a song called Survivor's Guilt. So you get that, and you can be like, start mixing some stuff with that one.
All right, that's what's happening, man.
I ain't gonna give y'all no other. I got some cold mixes that's just songs that just hard.
Right.
But I'm gonna keep them. One day I'll give y'all some secrets.
Man, see, what you need to do is go to the website, right? FTP that mug. And, hey, we can either buy it a la carte for a couple $1 or two, or give a subscription base, because that's what's happening over here. ADL, there'll be a subscription base, because my I got terabytes of music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, it takes a while to get it all, together, but eventually I'm gonna put that up, and you'll just be able to come through and just cipher through what you want. You can either do a subscription, or you're gonna be able to just buy download it a la carte. I can't say buy it because you can't sell other people's music. Yeah. But we're providing promotional services. So, but yeah, you'll have access to it. That's the word I need to say.
Yeah, access.
You have access.
Access that's downloadable.
Yes. You know what's crazy about that, man? Not to tangent, is like, you see, like, if you jump on Instagram or Facebook, they shut you down, right? Like, it's copyrighted music. You got to copyright. Didn't I just show you the labels sent it to me themselves?
Right.
So what do these labels expect us to do with the music that they send us? As a DJ, they want us to play it.
Yeah.
We are now in a hybrid world of online and real life.
Yep.
And a lot of times, it's going to get heard even more online. Yep. So if you keep having these copyright infringements on it, the music of the artist you want ain't going to get out.
Well, that's a fight behind closed doors between the labels and the owners of these social media companies. They're trying to figure out the money. That's why the labels themselves probably aren't copywriting. Again, there's only a few really true 100% legal playing online services. Yeah. There's only a couple. Yeah. All the way 100% legal. So when you have like the Grams and the Twitters, they, outside of a few people they let slide through, they are like, we don't want any backlash because we still trying to figure out the money on the back end. How we going to get paid? How we going to monetize this? And because the labels, there's no way a label is going to say, don't play my song. It makes no sense, because if I play your song and you either Shazam it or you looking at it, you're going to go play, and now I'm going to get more money. So the labels have to want it to spin. So that's a whole nother fight that most people just don't understand. Like, why don't you put it's going to get taken down. Ain't no point in doing it.
Right, yeah. Go to Mixcloud.
Yeah, Mixcloud got it right now.
Yeah, go to Mixcloud. And if you want live, I'd say go to Twitter live. Yep. People there's a lot of DJs on there. You can really get into a rabbit hole on Twitch. with the DJs that are popping off out there, man. So, follow who you want, man. So
Yes, sir. So where can they find you at, Soul?
DJMistaSoull.com. That's DJMistaSoull.com. And you can also go to DJsLifestyle.com. That's when we got merch and the radio station and other things that are coming up. It's simplified and clean right now, man, because we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes and getting things together. Shout out to my man DJ Mark III. So DJ Mark, I call him DJ Mark III, but he's like an evil genius, right? Mm-hmm. Like this dude is just like, his brain is like works on a whole nother level. And so what happens between him and I is, I'm like, for example, like, I'm like, yo, we got these brown crates, man. They hold records, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Marcos is like, how much does it weigh? How much does the material cost to make? How many can you get in there? Okay, cool. This is how we can multiply that. Matter of fact, that got 3 slats on it. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to talk to Mike's Hard Lemonade. Mm-hmm. And we're going to make sure Mike's Hard Lemonade is on the side of your crate. Like that's him. Like he's crazy with it. Like, so for my brother to be that, like we like a good yin and a yang, with each other. And he's really put just straight up a lot of faith in me as just a talent, just like I put a lot of faith in him mm-hmm. as like, all right, man, I'm gonna give you carte blanche to run the business, but I still be trying to get him on them turntables. He be coming over my crib and getting on though. So, but yeah, man, we got a lot of dope stuff happening.
Yes, sir. And you can find him, Mista Soull, on all your socials.
Yeah. Mista Soull, or put a DJ in it. DJ Mista Soull. On that, man. I want to give a shout out to you, bro, and the squad. Shout out to Knogood, of course. Blessings go to him, man. The 2 young kings. I can't remember. I know we got young Andre 3000 right there. So, and we got my man. What's your boy? That's what's his name? What's the lead singer from Arrested Development?
Oh man, I know you're talking about. I forgot
his name. Wise or intelligent or something. So. It's something like that. Some adjective of his name. Though. Shout out to them 2 young kings, man. Over there. Has somebody told you that before, bro? Oh yeah. All the time. You know it. You look in the mirror and be like, yeah, I got bars. Yeah, man.
Yeah, just call me Andre 1500.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Double up, baby.
Run with it, man.
Yeah. Run with it. Man, shout out to you and the platform, man. One thing about you, bro, like you talk in such a calm way that people don't understand it. It's a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. We were talking earlier, like you was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this podcast, I'm gonna get this thing going, and people were like, yeah, all right. And then boom, there it is. You be like, hey, yo, bro, I want to learn how to DJ. I'm like, yeah, all right, boom, there it is. So when you're a person that's very intentful of what you're going to do, is intentful a word?
It's a word today.
Today, okay. So that goes a long way. So you're a type of person that's, when you say something to somebody and that is your character, then people know it's going to be 100. So when I talk to you and we speak back and forth or whatever, to have someone like you just know that if I pass this off to E, it's a wrap. It's going to get done. You know what I'm saying? And then, I got brothers that I love. And it ain't gonna get done. Yeah. It's like,
Shout out Real, man.
Yo, Real. There's Real's my little bro. For y'all don't know, like he's rebel. Me and him got the same tattoo on our arm. That's my brother. There's the definition of a person who walks to their own beat or whatever that saying is. That's DJ Real, bro.
Man,
he don't care who, what, when, where, why. He's gonna do it his way, say it his way, and he don't care about what nobody else got to say about it. Now then, getting him to do something, that's a whole nother.
Right.
That's a whole. You may wait for a minute.
Right. That's the DJ world's Lauryn Hill right there.
Oh my God, boy. Easy. Come on.
It show up. Eventually, it show up. Get it done. High skill, man. Real boy. Has fun on them tables, boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got there for days. Yeah, man. We appreciate you coming through.
For sure.
Man, this is home for you, so.
Yeah, man. I'm come back. Like I said, I got a, single I want to bring to y'all, man.
Let's get that.
Some nice little It's a nice little love music.
Another one with David Rush.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I have that one
Yep.
that we remixed, but then I have Ebony Eyes, David Rush, and our guy, my brother T-Ron on the joint. And then I'm looking for artists for this beat. It's an up-tempo beat, kind of has the New Orleans bounce in it. But shout out to the producer, Lou Kane. Producers are crazy. I walk in the studio, he's playing the beat. He's ready to delete this beat. I'm ready to put this dude in the headlock, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you doing? Don't do that. So I was like, man, please just don't delete it, like whatever. So I contact his. It's funny, like I'm standing there right here, right here with him, but I had to contact his manager. That's the business, right?
Right.
That's the business. So I contact his manager, end up, paying some bread for that beat, but I haven't found the artist to go on it. And what's so dope about it, I know I'm gonna pay out the anus for it because he sampled Keith Sweat in the hook. So that may not never come out.
Right.
Or I can have somebody re-sing it.
Yeah.
Or I can just, what they say, hey man, they come at me.
That means I made it. They come in, that means they made
but
it.
I need artists on that.
Man, well, send it my way. Let me listen to it, and I can shoot some messages out. I can see what I hear from it, and we'll see how it go.
All right, man.
It's
Do you rap, E? Man, you would probably be crazy on
Oh man, we had our day when we was just in here in the room for the first time, seeing how we was gonna set up.
Right.
And they got the beat pads out. Everybody's a producer. Johnny's an actual rapper, and I'm a DJ. So we just got to ciphering, and I gave him some bars.
Yeah, man, come on, man. Man, you got that crazy vocabulary, man.
Barn
What's funny is like there's this E, and then the E got me in the tie. Talk to me when you got your tie on.
I talk about the same. I'll be using some words. If you look at our pod, like I'll be pulling the vocabulary out. Some dubious shit.
Yo, T.I.
Hey, but I ain't that far off. He be trying my shit natural.
You think he be trying? You don't think that's him naturally?
It was he acquired that vocabulary later in life.
Oh, absolutely,
And I'm glad he's using it. And don't get me, I love words. Like I'm glad when people can use words, and I wish more people use their words.
Right, yeah.
Instead of saying like table, because it's lit.
Yeah. I remember man, I don't want him to see this because I do want to do another one with him. But I remember I hung up on Lil Wayne because I don't know if this is when he was like fully on the pills.
Yeah.
Because he called into my show, and I'm trying to talk to the dude. Like, I don't just do regular. You got your publicist questions. Where's the album? And then I want to get into some other. I'm putting him on me. You're like, what the fuck is this dude saying? So I go back, I'm me. I do my interviews. I'm like, So I'm like, yo, bro. I'll just like click. I just couldn't take it no more, man. It was the worst, man. Cause we couldn't even get a language. Shouts out to Lil Wayne. Much respect, but that interview you did with me, man, was not a good look. And he's done thousands of interviews. He probably like, boy, I don't even remember you anyway. So so that one of my best interviews was Russell Simmons. I got in trouble at the radio station interviewing Russell Simmons because I had him on for like 25 minutes straight. Now we talking about the 106.9 right now, like 60 seconds, 30 seconds, out, back to the music, back to the commercials, right? So imagine me taking the radio station hostage for 20 minutes. But I know we don't get that.
Right.
The city is not going to, the culture, our city is not going to get Russell Simmons like that.
Not at all.
Right, yeah. So I did the same thing when I interviewed 50 Cent. He's, 50 Cent, he talked better than some people's albums.
Man.
Like that dude is just a great listen. So that was great. One of the good interviews when I met him was Rick Ross. Was a very genuine, like some people just got that good energy.
Yeah.
It was Rick Ross, but I interviewed him before he came into town. And then they was doing a show here and he was doing one in Des Moines. So the promoter in Des Moines was in the studio. So after we done with the interview, I was like, yo, your guys here, you want to get them drops and blah, 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 because they're buying ads on our station.
Okay.
So, my man Rick Ross, he does his intro, like, yeah, catch me in Des Moines, yes. Yo, we crying. Like, what the heck is a Des Moines yes? So I gotta stop him like, yo, it's called Des Moines. Oh, go get young blood. Go ahead, young blood. Man, my bad. Let me run it back. Like, yeah, man, that's some pretty. Doing radio though, I don't like the format as far as what it did, for me as a DJ and being an on-air personality, man. I was able to, do a lot of dope interviews, bro.
Yeah. And just that practice, that run, like being able to speak and know how to line up questions and to actively listen and to reply correctly and to not get a nigga tied up in something.
Yeah.
Not a DJ Vlad and a nigga.
Oh, no, heck no. So when the game first dropped, when he was with it, he was on the set of MTV. And they told us when to call, so we call. And they got it confused that he's going to be on MTV and do this call at the same time. So you can hear him in the background like, who is that? He's like, it's a station from Nebraska. He's like, oh yeah, because his dad was in jail at the time in Lincoln. So he put MTV on hold to do the interview with me because we was in the state where his dad was in jail.
So he can listen.
Great interview. And then afterwards, I was like, bro, I'm doing this mixtape, man. Why don't you give me like 8 drops? Pow. Gave me 8 drops and hosted was the mixtape along with me doing that. And then a month later, I get the mixtape done and they're doing, it's 50 Cent and all them on that tour in Kansas City. I find out what floor they at. Bah! I flood the floor with the mixtapes, right?
Yeah.
I'm about to leave, walking from the end of the hallway. Boom, I see 50 Cent and there's people coming. And they have the little tables with the lamps on the outside of the elevator.
Yeah.
50 Cent looks at it now. You remember, they're not... this is their time, but he just takes that, whoosh, smashes us up against the wall because his Game's face is in the front on there, then it's 50 Cent, and then it was Eminem right here. But I mean, Game was hosting it like right what I'm supposed to do. So that was a fun. But you think I said, yo, nah, I just let that. Yeah. I just let that ride. Like, I wonder what dumb DJ made that. Like, so,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I had some crazy stuff, man. DJing and stuff, man. Shout out to all the promoters that ever booked me.
Yes, sir.
Can't name them all, then I get in trouble.
Nah, yeah, just y'all did that.
Yeah, man. Good look. I did some dope shows, man.
Yeah. So yeah, we trying. Soul still working. Ain't no getting old, my man. I think you vegan or vegetarian? Vegetarian, working out. You gotta, hey man, if you see a DJ with turntables, that means you in shape. Cause you gotta, I'm telling y'all, people be looking like you go back. Right now I got a mixer case and then I got my turntable case. Then I got a backpack and I might have 2 of them if I got to bring some extra wires. Right. I'm like you carrying that? I'm like, I'm good. And they were like, you need a cart. I'm like, well, give me a cart.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a little cart. A lot of times that cart can't go nowhere. You got to pick them turntables. Yeah. I think the turntables is a wow factor. Mm-hmm. Right?
I'm like, oh, you're
a real DJ.
I'm like, what?
So, but yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. But I'm on the Rain 12s now. Like, I couldn't believe that they gave me the feel that I wanted with turntables. Like, yeah, I still got the techniques. They both set up side by side because it's like my setup pick a room. This is what you're good for today. The whole studio in there. Like, yeah, it was real cool.
That's what's up. But man, we could be here all night.
Yeah, man. There's a whole lot of stories over here, bro.
Yeah,
crazy stories.
We'll say that for part 2 and part 3 after we get these deals.
Part 2 could be like how many times I thought I was gonna die.
This is the Planet Soul number 1.8 when this fool walked in.
Oh man, I'm telling you, bro. Like God got me, man.
Hey man, Nebraska is a known club killer, boy.
Bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. I've been in some things. Me and my guys have been in some things, man. Like straight up, bro.
Yeah, man. We're gonna say that one because I'm telling you, people just don't. This ain't belly, but don't get it twisted around here.
Oh man, don't get it twisted.
You know, it's a whole joke. People like, why black people ain't scared of serial killers? He's like, we party with them every weekend.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, man, we do our thing, man. But it's like, I've been in some very, very, tough situations. Just being in the environment. But I'm still here. And one thing about it, like, you gotta. If you really DJ, especially if you a black DJ in the hood, I hate to say that, but you know what I'm saying, just to make the picture clear is, if if you really just stay in your lane as a DJ, you're not gonna have any problems. A lot of DJs want to touch the streets and try to DJ like, bro, wait a minute, bro, you're on the flyer.
Yeah.
Like you're in the main vote. Like if you in the streets messing around,
They gonna come
you-
see you. They know
gonna
exactly
come-
where you at, what
come
time.
on, man. Like it's crazy.
And they gonna pay to do it.
Man, come on, man. You gotta, and you just gotta, keep yourself extremely thorough, man. And I may not agree with what the streets do, but I don't agree. And I don't agree what they do. But who am I to judge and like wag my finger at them because of what they do? But I always respect them. They always respect me. And like, unfortunately though, you become a barber sometimes because I've been told some things.
Yeah. You shouldn't have known.
I'm trying to tell them to shut up.
Like, no, don't.
Like, no. I'm not.
Who you talking about? He might act. Don't tell me.
No.
Just, no, I don't even want to know. I'm a mob wife right now. I don't know what my.
And it was always like, so man, you thorough, man. We already know you thorough, man. I'm like, I'm not trying to be thorough like that. I don't want that because believe me, if they knock on my door,
I'm a civilian. I'm telling you.
oh man, god dang. Well, first I'm gonna go with that. I have no idea what you're talking about, right? But if they somehow can put me in a situation, oh yeah, let me holler at y'all right quick.
Like, hey man, what do you want me to explain to them? What gets? I'm gonna help you out, but I'm gonna just let you know I'm jammed.
Right, yeah. But nah, man, it's all good, man. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't change it. So okay, this is the third time we saying goodbye, right?
Yeah, so hey, follow the Streets A&R Podcast. Y'all know where to find us: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, also podcast. We on everything, pretty much except for Apple right now. We gonna get that one straight too. But Spotify, Google, Facebook got podcasts. We on Audible. We kind of all over the place, man. So, and also on YouTube. Check our YouTube channel out. We still on the road to 100. We need those 100 subscribers on YouTube so we can actually change our URL to say Streets A&R. So right now it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. And also we still ain't got this P on our sign for hip hop. It's a hip hops.
What's up with that?
We ain't got a P, so we need some money for the P. We need them subscribers.
Like, are you being real serious?
We need a P.
Bro, like, are you serious?
We can get a P, but we
Oh,
ain't got a
oh my God, yo.
our fans are gonna get us a P. That's gonna be their
hip
thing.
hops or hoax.
Yeah, man, but it still look cool. That's a cool way to spell hip hop, like, cause we ain't got another P. I guess
Wow.
they put everybody's
Or
talking
you
about
can
pushing
take
P's
this-
right now.
Make it hip hop and make it the Oddcast.
Nah. The subscribers, the fans got us, man. I got faith
All right.
in my subscribers.
So once you get 100, you get the P?
We gonna get the P.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they gotta get us the P. Pushing P. Oh man, I just got us flagged just for saying it like that. Man, shout out Larry June for even bringing P into the mainstream because people don't understand that's bait. They ain't ready. Shout out Larry June for that one. He been doing that for years, talking about on a P. But yeah, don't worry about it. We gonna leave that one there. But yeah, we getting up out of here. Y'all know where to hit us up. Young God, Mr. International, and appreciate you so, man. We
Yeah,
out
for
of here.
sure. Hold on. Which one's young guy? Which one's international? Hold on. Let me guess. You're international, aren't you?
Yeah.
See? Young guy. Yeah.
We out though. Peace.
It fits.
The beats, the flow, the rhythm. All movement starts from the streets. Streets A&R Podcast.